Today, I'm continuing my introduction to color by rendering my Italian red coupe in red on a dark background. So here I'm just going over one of my favorite thumbnail sketches from earlier, a rear three-quarter view with a really sexy and dynamic character, very exotic. So I'm just cleaning up the line work using the fine pencil tool in an overlay layer. So I've switched my background to a deep medium gray, and now I'm starting to add my graphic layer. As you can see, I've used the ellipse function in order to help give me a more perfect wheel shape. And from there, the graphic layer will encompass all major graphic elements, including some of the lower body detailing, the lighting, and the glass shape. Next, using a large airbrush, I begin to add my color, starting with a deep red, going in with some shadow and some sky tone. Then adding my bright red halo glow from the pearlescent paint. Adding a bit of a hot spot and highlighting those surfaces in bright red that are facing towards that hot spot. Adding additional shadow for definition in the lower body and in the rear haunch. Adding shadow in the rear deck lid and in the depression in the body side leading into that air extractor. Adding some additional depth into the rear fascia details. Now I'm going in with some medium gray, which represents the environment reflecting up from the ground into the lower body side. And then I do the same on the top of the rear haunch. Then as you can see on the far side rear haunch, I bend it back into bright red to help indicate that that surface is facing back towards the light source. And now I'm adding a bit of fade into the greenhouse and in the bottoms of the tires to help blend the car back into its environment. Now I'm adding some white ellipses for wheels. I'm going to do the wheels a little bit differently this time so they become more of a graphic element in the car, not just these black spokes. I'm adding these highlights to give it a bit of this impression of a dish section, from which these 4 or 5 roundish elliptical openings are cut into the wheel. You can see I've switched to a 4-hole pattern, which I think is a bit more interesting and unique in this case. So I've duplicated that and taken it to the rear. Now I'm adding some highlights to the tires and to the spokes to give it a bit more depth and detail. Also adding some highlights to the fascia and lower body elements, the taillights. And now I'm adding a bit of background to help pop the vehicle off the page. You see I erased the periphery of the vehicle to help really bring the car forth from its environment. Then finally I just start going in with my pencil tool and my fine tip pen, just adding a bit of highlight and additional detailing to really bring the car, give it some sparkle, give it some shine, some reflectivity. So as you can see, using a dark background, even in color, we can still add light as well as subtract shadow, which really gives the car a deep dimensional quality, really gives the car a feeling of coming off the page and coming alive. I really enjoy working in a toned background technique because it's fast, it's efficient, and it really helps the vehicles sparkle and come to life. So that, my friends, is a red Italian Sports Coupe on a dark background.